But Aguero, again, more goals for him yesterday in City's 2-1 win. 4-1 win rather at Stoke. Hat-trick in the week in the Champions League. I can't separate these two guys.
Yeah, they're going to be
4 against Southampton on Friday night. Another big win for Manchester United. But Aguero, again, more goals for him yesterday in City's 2-1 win. 4-1 win rather at Stoke. Hat-trick in the week in the Champions League. I can't separate these two guys.
Yeah, they're going to be scoring, almost in opposition to each other. Ibrahimovic has been asked about the golden boot after the game, and he brushed it off, but you know he'd absolutely love it. And Aguero looks completely revived by Guardiola. He looks like,
missing 2 penalties in the week.
Yeah, and actually that spurred him on. He looks a little, maybe half a yard quicker as well. And I'm amazed at Ibrahimovic's physical condition for a bloke that turns 35 next month. I mean, the leap that he got on his header was incredible. He's not pacey.
What fascinates me about that is the quality of the one in the Community Shield when he steered it in.
Yeah.
But he had to get above Wes Morgan for that one. But Friday's was a different kind of header, wasn't it? It was the power. It was the height that he got on it to get on the end of Rooney's cross.
Yeah, I mean, I think Jamie Carragher said it was Duncan Ferguson-esque, and Carragher was an Everton fan as a kid, so that's pretty high praise. But I think that's what we maybe missed about Ibrahimovic when we were wondering whether he might be a success in the Premier League. He's such a goal poacher. He's so good in the box that in some ways it doesn't matter if he's not as fast or whatever as he used to be. Alan Shearer scored about 150 goals after he lost his pace. Ibrahimovic is capable of scoring so many goals in the box that just his weight of scoring will make him a success for Man United, even if he's not doing as much in the link-up play that he used to. I think it's 49 goals in 39 league.
Yeah, he had an outstanding year last year with PSG. They thought the year before that he was basically finished. They thought his influence had waned so much that they thought about getting rid of him. Last summer, went to last year of his contract. There was obviously talk about him getting a new deal at PSG. They didn't actually end up offering him anything in the end. But he had a fantastic year for them. But I think Aguero will score more goals personally than Ibra this season, partly because of the age difference as much as anything else. But I think City will just score a lot of goals. But I think Ibrahimovic's big influence has been his influence. I think it's just his sheer presence. I mean, even the post-match interviews he was doing, the way he was joking with Pogba and so on, I know it was quite sort of pally-pally, but it just changes the atmosphere around Old Trafford. I mean, I think there was definitely, you looked at that Manchester United team as they walked out on the pitch, and you thought they're bigger, not just physically bigger, but bigger in stature. They looked, that team on paper suddenly looks a more daunting proposition with the names of the players involved, and obviously the manager on the touchline. I think that'll be his biggest influence, is how that then filters through the rest of the club. I think he is driven to do well this season at Manchester United. I mean, speaking with Pogba afterwards, he was saying that obviously, he should have passed the ball. He wanted that hat-trick, didn't he? And he wants goals. He wants, it's Pogba's debut, but the story is Ibrahimovic, and that's what he's about. He's not going to be overshadowed by anyone. And if he's that driven, then carries on like that this season, it will have a huge effect on Manchester United, because I think atmosphere alone has changed at Old Trafford. Yeah. And he's played a massive part in that.
Who would have more influence, Ibra or Aguero at City?
I think that on the pitch, I think it's going to be Aguero, and I think that City, I think there's so much more to come from City. I think the early signs are fabulous, but almost off the pitch, if you like, Zlatan Ibrahimovic will for Man United. I mean, I just think his sheer presence, his arrival there has made such a statement for Man United. I mean, look at him, it's sort of the strutting brilliance and excellence that he brings to that team. He gives that confidence. I think some of the United's young players, and they've got a really good group coming through, haven't they? Sort of kind of the Lingards, the Rashford. They can learn and excel so much more because of the presence that Ibrahimovic will give them around the training ground. And firstly, I just think that Aguero, with his darting runs, his speed, his brilliance, he can get the best and bring the best out because he creates the opportunities and the runs and the movement for the likes of De Bruyne and Sterling. What a start to the season he's had. He's been arguably man of the match in every single game that he's played. I mean, highly influential again yesterday. The mental strength that he's had, within him to put behind him the Euros and then immediately kick on. I mean, that's a great testament to him, but it's also a fantastic tribute to the management of Pep Guardiola. And yes, we've been critical of maybe the treatment of Joe Hart, for example, but he's also saying to other players, if you work with me, if you're on side with me, come aboard and I will make you that player. He's so much more of a better coach for a team and for individuals, I think, than Pellegrini, who, I mean, word. I don't think he's particularly sort of kind of vociferous or bullish on the training ground. Guardiola is going to make players better individually and also make City so much better as a team. And I think the two managers brilliant for the Premier League.
Terrifying thing about City, sorry, Ash, just quickly, is there's three major signings haven't even got on the pitch yet. You know, Sané, Gundogan,